All right, we're going to go to Topper right now, who is out on the terrace talking about this latest track. You made it sound like this storm might not hit Tampa directly. Did we understand that correct?
Yeah, you did. I mean, the track has changed a little bit. I mean, last night at 11 o'clock, it was just doom and gloom for Tampa. Why? Because the highest winds were going to be, right in Tampa and Tampa Bay. But now, with the track being a little bit more to the south, it's still going to be a devastating storm. Don't get me wrong. But the good news is, for Tampa, less of a storm surge. They've already reduced that forecast, and less winds, lower winds, but still a very dangerous storm, especially as you get down to the south, down toward, Fort Myers and south of Longboat Key. That's where you're going to have some real problems with this. So here it is. Here's the 5 o'clock advisory. Moving slowly north at 10. Winds are 120. All right, so look at the gusts, though. Gusts are to 150. That is crazy. Now, it's going to move by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, Cat 4, and then we get into, say, 8 p.m., in the afternoon, Wednesday afternoon through early Thursday morning, between Tampa and Fort Myers, it's going to be really tough going with hurricane force winds, possible tornadoes, especially to the south and to the right of this track. That's 8 o'clock as a Cat 4, and we'll advance it again. Good news is it weakens quickly to a Category 1 as it passes now to the east of Tampa with 80-mile-per-hour winds. And again, remember, the highest winds are always on the right side here. So with it passing east of Tampa, it's not benign, but it's a much better situation. After that, it goes up toward Daytona Beach and then up into Georgia and the Carolinas. So notice the storm surge. We showed you this yesterday. Caitlin made this graphic. You see the red here, 8 to 12 feet. That was right over Tampa. Now it's further south because the track is further south, so that makes sense. But still, nothing's set in stone here. So Ian is still headed toward Tampa, but updated track is now south. Now, in terms of the highest winds and largest storm surge, in Tampa we're talking, 2 p.m. tomorrow to about 7 a.m. on Thursday. Now, what about us? Well, for us, Ian is going to send us rain and showers over the weekend. Right now, we'll say 1 to 2 inches. I think the higher amounts will be south and east of us into southern Maryland, but I don't think it's going to be crazy here with the heavier rain. But that said, let me share the battle of the models again. The American model, maybe 1 to 2 inches in southern sections of Maryland, but very little north and west. Here's the Euro going hog wild. It has 3 to 5 inches D.C. out to the west along the I-81 corridor and also encompassing southern Maryland. So we'll see what happens. That's the next 7 days. When the remnants get here, it's going to be here for probably the extent of anywhere from Saturday, Sunday, Monday, even in the morning on Tuesday, we could still see some rain. So there is the eye of the storm. That is a classic, a classic. That's just a classic satellite picture. And already heavy bands pushing through southern Florida and headed up toward Tampa. Tampa hasn't really seen anything crazy heavy. One earlier band went through, and that was it. So we'll zoom in a little more. There's heavier rain crossing over 75, and heavier rain now just to the south of Key Largo. So this is just going to get heavier with the heavier bands and more frequent bands of showers and storms as we go through the next, 48 hours, really. All right.